Okay, those guys that won't practice today are Morris Claiborne, Fenton, Damian Williams, and then Darrell Williams. So it's Claiborne's got a shoulder that's bothering him, and then Frank Clark is going to be limited on what he does with his shoulder. So Fenton's got the hamstring, Damian's got the ribs, and Darrell's got the hamstring also. So, anyways, with that, we look forward to the challenge of playing the Patriots. They're a heck of a football team. I mean, history's told us that, and they're very well coached. Obviously by a future Hall of Fame coach, and they've got good football players. So we look forward to that challenge. That's why we do this, right? And you love it. You love having opportunities like that. So our guys are going to start preparing today to play, I guess, a good football team, and it's important that we focus in our fundamentals and techniques, and and then the scheme that we're presenting. So we'll do that. With that, time's yours.
Coach, a lot of people around the country, the experts as they were, have been saying that Tom Brady's over the hill now. They haven't looked very good on offense recently. We've heard this before many times. When you look at this team, what are you seeing from them here in the last month or so?
He doesn't seem to age, so that's what I see. I mean, he's a good football player, so great football player.
How different is that offense without Gronkowski, though, compared to last year and then a couple seasons?
Well, they just go other places. They do other things, but they've got tight ends that are catching the ball, so it's not like they're not doing that. But he spreads it around. He doesn't. I'm not sure he lets that be a distractor for him. He just goes. I'm saying Tom got a good offensive line, good runners. So.
Coach, how much more of a competitive edge does this team have now that Patrick has not only seen Tom Brady once in the AFC Championship, but then another time as well?
Yeah, so I think they know us and we know them, and you get in and you battle. So we played them quite a few times here over the last few years. So it just comes down to execution and on both sides of the ball and special teams and playing good solid football. Make sure we take care of our business here these few days, and Pat being part of that, right? So he's got to focus in and do his thing that he does every week and get himself prepared to play football in a game. So
I know that every week's important for two coaches, both top 6 all-time in wins. I know you don't look at that sort of thing, but for you to be offensive-minded and for Coach Belichick to be defensive-minded, how much do you look forward to the chess match within the game and that challenge for what you guys do against one another?
Yeah, so I'm sure he'd tell you the same thing. I mean, you enjoy the challenge. You enjoy the challenge every week in this thing. I mean, that's what we do, and there's nobody better than he is. So but he would also probably tell you, like I would, that he and I aren't playing. Our guys are playing, so we got to make sure we get them prepared, and that's what I'm a focus on. My coordinators are going to focus on, and coaches. So.
Being a proponent of the screen game yourself, just how much respect do you have for McDaniels and what he's been able to do with some guys like James White, for example?
Yeah, no, listen, he's a good football coach, very creative, and he does a good job with the screen game, very good job. So something we have to work on and make sure we've got covered.
You make a point to watch. I know it's a copycat league. People say that all the time. You make a point to watch what McDaniels does somewhat frequently, or just catch up on that.
Yeah, I kind of watch everybody. I mean, I try to keep track of the league and what's going on best I can, and still get prepared for the next week. I have a lot of respect for him. I mean, he does a nice job.
Coach, not necessarily on the field real quick, but there's a big court case coming up a little later in the season about TV rights in the NFL. How neat would it be for the Chiefs to have their own TV broadcast for the fans and for you guys?
Yeah, that's a good question. If I was a University of Missouri grad, I probably could answer that question better because that's their deal. But listen, what I would just kind of piggyback what Clark and Mark say. I think it would probably be very good for the organization, and whatever's best for the league, I'm all in, and for the Chiefs. So But I try not to dabble in that. I'm worried about like 3rd and 2s. So.
Coach, what are you telling your players this week about some of the unique challenges of playing in Foxborough this time of year?
Yeah, we've done that. I mean, the weather can be, that's out there. So I mean, we're at that time of the year, just like here. So same type of deal. You always have to prepare for the elements, and it's noisy. So you got to make sure you prepare for that. And they're a good football team, so you have to prepare for that. Most important is that you actually prepare yourself to go play, the best you can each week. And if you do that, you could be okay.
With Darrell Williams and Damien Williams banged up, how much of a plug-and-play option is a guy like Spencer Ware that you guys just brought back yesterday?
Yeah, well, one of the reasons you bring him back is just from his production when he was here before, and he knows the offense. So it's not, he didn't have to learn, he didn't have to go through that whole thing, Irby. So he can come in, and it looks like he's in pretty good shape. So, I mean, he hadn't played football, but he's in pretty good shape. So it's important that he practices hard and does all that. And then we'll see. We'll see at the end of the week how it fits in. He's not going to be your starter and go out and play every down. That's not what he's doing. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works out.
It's going to be that time of year where there's some head coach openings starting to be created. I know last year Eric had a number of opportunities to interview. What has his influence been here with the Chiefs, and what would you say if an owner called you and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about Eric. Would he make you good?"
Yeah, I'd say hire him right now. I mean, that's what I'd tell you. I don't want to lose him, but I mean, if you're asking me, is he ready to be a head coach? Yeah, he's ready. He was ready last year. I mean, nobody's in more control than what he is within this game. So, and he's a leader of men, and he knows football, but he knows the offense like the back of his hand. He's in the quarterback room every day, and I think if you talk to Patrick could tell you, how much influence he's had on him. So.
Andy, I know you mentioned before, especially in the offseason, how much watching film of last year is going to benefit Patrick. And because the Patriots are so much of a chameleon week to week and even game to game from October to the championship, how much do you think watching that film and kind of having notes on that will help him this week? Because you're probably going to see something even different than what you saw the previous 2 games.
Yeah, I think that, when you play Bill and the Patriots, that's what you're going to get something different every week. And that's where you bank on on knowing your scheme and fundamentals and knowing your players and how they play, and then studying them. Study the individual player and see how they play. And he obviously has more experience now than he did before, but he can bank on some of that depending on whatever they play. I mean, they play a variety of things, different weeks. You're right; it's different every week. So.
Coach, Mike lost Mike Lee's game. How exciting is it, to be able to showcase and have your team showcase charities that are important to them?
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. My wife and I are involved with Laurel House back in Philadelphia there, so we've spent a lot of time with that for battered women, and I understand the importance of it. I think it's neat that our players get involved. I mean, how great is that? So they give back, and they care. So it's not just giving. It's not giving money. Money, that's an easy thing to do. It's giving time and your time, personal effort to do that. So, and the want to, and that's what they do. I mean, that probably doesn't get publicized enough in this league. I know the league tries to do it, but sometimes the negative things get publicized a little bit more than the positive things. But these guys do phenomenal work. Andy,
have you been involved where you've let your shoes be customized a certain way before? Or is this a first one for you?
I haven't. I've got a pair though. Mm-hmm. You won't buy it?
It would go to a good foundation.
Yeah, that's right.
I know that you don't like to look too far ahead, but this game could be the last time you play an opponent you might see again. Just what's the balance of winning this game and then maybe wanting to keep some stuff close to your belt?
Yeah, listen, I think both teams will try to play their best game. I mean, that's what you're going to try to do. So we've both got enough variety in our packages where you can play them a couple different times, and it's not going to be the same thing. So I mean, that's just how it rolls.
Last one. Coach Patrick expressed a little frustration after the AFC Championship game about playing against man pressure, and we had to get better at playing against man pressure. Are you happy where you are against man?
Yeah, they do a great job with that. They're a good man football team. I mean, they do other things too, but they're really a good man team. They've got a nice package there, and we've had some looks at it. So we've got a little experience under our belt with it, and I feel good about it. Yeah, I do. To answer your question, yeah. But you got to go win. I mean, that's one thing about man. It's man to man. So you got to win the battle. Right?
Thank you.